following public service announcement is being brought to you part by the good folks that support the dope. It's told by D2G and Red Young. Ladies and gentlemen, you are now in tune with something like a phenomenon. It's food for thought for those starving through Ramadan. Nothing less than the best, that's what you rockin' with. So take notes on this newness, cause you'll be jocking in. Precious of the bunch, plenty game that we put you on. Fashion, music, we give it to the goods gone. Keeping up with the time, so you'll be in the know. Nothing but exclusives, heads up on who's next to blow. It's only dopeness we give to the masses. And promise guaranteed, ain't no pushing the whackness. So say your theatrics for plays if you've been a hater. Plus the lovely Carly Brown's your facilitator. Lead the water when we bring that fire. Here's the industry biz #1 supplier. Boy, them other stations don't want no smoke. Keep your ears tuned in and support the dope. Yeah, looking at my clock and it's about that time. 7:30 Central when we hit online. And we coming to you live from the ghost. So tell your people settle in and support the dope. Yeah, looking at my clock and it's about that time. 7:30 Central when we hit online. And we coming to you live from the ghost. So tell your people settle in and support the dope for sure. Yo, what's going on? This is your man's D2G, Eastside, Chi-Town, Reflective Music's very own Petty Gang Chicago rep. And you're now tuned into the sounds to support the dope radio with my girl CB. That girl Carla Brown know how to get down, you heard? Tune in.
Hey, today is Tuesday, September 19th, 2017, and you are tuned in to support the Dope Radio, which is designed to give a platform to the best, most talented, and dopest artists in the city of Chicago and equip them with the power to tell their own story in their own words. This is Season 3, Episode 8, which unfortunately, sadly, is a season finale. But I'm excited for the season finale because that just means that there's going to be more to come in the next season because Chicago has so many dope artists. I can't fit you all in one season, but I'm watching you. I see you. You'll be on the next season or the next. I'm getting, I'm making my rounds. Don't be mad. I am your host, your homegirl CB, aka CB Radio. And if you're tuning in live via the Spreaker app or Spreaker.com, feel free to jump in and leave your comments or questions for tonight's guest using the chat feature. And you can feel free to say hello to me as well. I like love and all that, good stuff. So go ahead and jump in there. If you're on supportthedope.com, you can listen in, but there's no chat feature. So head over to Spreaker.com if you want to be able to leave your questions or comments. So, before I get into tonight's guest, I just want to take a minute and say I was just in Chicago, and for those of you that weren't aware, I'm temporarily in Atlanta for a little bit, but I'm in Chicago a lot, so you may not have noticed. And I was just in Chicago last week to co-host the Chibrations 1-year anniversary show at Emporium Friday night, and wow. I was taken aback at all the love that was shown, the turnout. For all of you that are listening to the show that came out, I appreciate you. I mentioned support the Dope Radio during the show, and the response I got from the crowd was I didn't even expect it. You guys have a lot of love for the podcast, and I appreciate you. Chibrations, just like Support the Dope, does a lot to support local Chicago artists. So if you are not in tune with them, please do that. You can check them out on Instagram at _brations and check them out there because they're definitely going to start planning, their next season as well. So make sure you get to know them and see what they're doing and the artists they're working with. Some of the artists have already been featured on Support the Dope, so we've crossed paths a little bit, which I'm sure we'll continue to do. So shout out to Sam Trump and my entire Chibrations family. You guys are doing great. Love you. Let's keep doing it. Let's keep rocking it. I look forward to next year's show already. But in any case, let's get into tonight's guest. This Chicago singer and musician grew up in the northwest suburbs, just like me. He's a former member of the band Makeshift Prodigy, which was signed to Atlantic Records, and he is now an independent artist blazing his own trail solo. And like so many other artists, music has helped him through hardship, alcoholism, and depression. And he now tours junior high and high school, speaking to students in the Chicagoland area, hoping to tell his story and bring awareness to mental illness and alcoholism. Until now, he might have been flying just under your radar, but I guarantee you, after the release of his forthcoming EP entitled Glory, he's going to be an artist you want to watch. Have I ever steered you wrong? No. Of his EP, tonight's guest says, I dedicate this to anyone that's a believer and a dreamer. We all fall down, but we will continue to get up. So it is my honor, and I am so proud to be able to introduce to you Mr. Brandon Fox. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah. Yeah, just have me start showing up. Yeah, I can, introduce you to people all the time. Um, so yeah. You know what? Hang on just 1 second, Brandon, because I think we're having a connectivity issue. Let me just make sure that I got you on here because we had an issue last week. So hold on just 1 second. All right. Okay, Brandon, are you there? Brandon, are you there?
I am here.
All right, sorry about that. I think we have Brandon here connected. I am so sorry about that. Technology is like really the bane of my existence during live broadcasting.
No, you're
um,
straight. Don't even trip.
but I am so glad to have you on the show. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for everyone that's tuning in to bear with us for a few minutes. We had an
Yes, thank you,
issue.
thank you, thank you, everybody. Definitely.
Yeah, we had an issue with Skype a little bit, but I think we're good now. So um, we're good. So in any case,
Great.
I saw you last Friday at the Vibration show. Thank you for coming out. That was really good. It was really good to see you because I haven't seen you in forever. um,
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I was blown away. You know what I mean?
yeah,
As soon as I walked in there, it was packed. You know, I could barely walk around to come and find you and say what's up. But
yeah,
from support the dope to Vibration, what you guys did, you put together something beautiful. So
yeah. I
just to
appreciate it.
watch your progression and everything, man, and then again to be on here, it's an honor and pleasure, definitely.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, I grew up in Elk Grove as well as Brandon, so we went to school together. So I'm really excited because
Yes.
I don't really have reason to connect in this level anyway with too many people that I went to school with. So this is really cool because everyone knows like how important Support the Dope is to me and the Chicago artist community, how important they are to me. So to have, someone else that, came out of, that neck of the woods, I'll say, because we know there weren't many of us. Definitely
Right
weren't
on,
many of
right on.
us out there. I don't know what it's like. I haven't been there recently, but I know that you have. You went out there to see Elk Grove High School's choir, right? How was that?
Yeah. Oh my God. That was like an experience that I'll never forget, man. Like, I was really nervous going into it because what happened was I got a phone call from the dean and from the assistant principal. First, I reached out to them initially. Like, something told me, like, in my mind, I feel like it was God talking to me, like, hey, listen, you should go and talk to these kids. Tell them your story, let them know about that. So I reached out to them, and before I knew it, they were like, okay, you need to come out. Daily Herald's going to do a piece on you. You're going to come out and talk to the pep rally, which is in front of basically the whole school. You're going to perform your music. So all of that stuff happened so fast. But then once I got done speaking to these kids, man, like getting the response back from them, I was sitting down and talking to this one family, and this little girl was like, hey, that was the best speech I ever heard. And, to know that you've walked these halls and where you came from and what you've done, like, it's really an honor. And then the parents even chimed in and they were just like, she was bullied her whole life growing up, So, I mean, when I heard that, I was just like, oh my God, like, the music's one thing, but like, I feel like it's something even bigger now, you know what I mean? Like, it was beautiful.
Yeah, that's what's up. So I know that that there are a lot of people out there listening that are getting to know you for the first time. So tell people a little bit how you connected with music, how you got involved in music, where that came from.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I mean, growing up, I was always going to church every Sunday. My family definitely involved church into our lives at an early age. So, hearing the choir, that was something that I loved. I didn't join, but, I'd always listen. I'd always be into singing and whatnot, emulating Michael Jackson, voice. And then I got, like, Christmas videos of me doing all this
Nice.
Crazy stuff.
Yeah.
But from there, like, I think when I was, like, 15, I recorded the first song that I wrote. And then after that, I went to college, to Carthage College out in Kenosha, Wisconsin. And I linked up with a couple dudes. Like, my best friend, his roommate was always jamming on the guitar, and I was like, yo, you're dope. And so we started always jamming out and playing together. And I didn't play an instrument, but I was like, damn, I want to be a part of something cool. So from there, we were like a house band, like a house act that did like acoustic stuff. This singer-songwriter, Jason Mraz, that type of music. After we graduated, we all went to Chicago. We picked up, electronic instruments. My lead singer, he was like, yo. And before I was playing, like, I was doing the tambourine, and I was
Nice.
playing the shaker, but I was doing the harmonies. Again, this was just something for me to, get in, right?
Right.
So from there, he was like, yo, you gotta do something. So he taught me a little bit how to play the keys a little bit. So I was doing pads and whatnot, and also singing harmonies. But I mean, from there, man, once we moved to Chicago, we took off, and we performed at multiple, like, prominent venues as far as, like, Double Door, Metro, House of Blues, and we kept that steady rotation. Our crowd, our fan base continued to grow. And then I'm trying to remember, I think it was 2011. That's when we signed our deal with Atlantic. And then from there, we toured the country a couple of times. We put out an EP, and just after a while, things kind of fizzled out, fighting with the band members, that type of stuff. And then at that time too, I was recording a little bit with some local producers, EDM. So I did perform at Wavefront, performed at Spring Awakening. And then that kind of opened up the doors for me to start recording with, I started recording my own music, but then I also recorded a track with Taylor Bennett, that's Dancing in the Rain. And then, I mean, we still, like, perform that song every once in a while. It's a great song. It's got, like, over 1 million hits worldwide. But, yeah, from there, it